So, can agents actually retire as a real estate agent? Can you retire being a realtor?
I have to announce to you that I will never retire!
Well, let me take a sip of coffee, stretch my back. And we'll get right into that. I bet you didn't think of that one, hey? Can I actually retire getting into this business? I know people have been getting pretty young. We've been getting a lot of young, fresh people coming into this business since about 2020. So there's a lot of younger folks coming into the business, and I'm not really sure if they've thought about that. Can they retire as a real estate agent? We're gonna uncover that a little bit here. I had some ambitions when I first got into real estate. Some of those things are coming true, but make sure you hang around until the end where we kind of uncover some possible solutions to help you retire as a real estate agent. And real quick, again, this is Travis Junty. This is the Agent Collab channel. I am here at Epique Realty. I've been here for over a year now. Would appreciate if you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you have any interest in learning more about Epique Realty and how it would work for you and your business, all my information is down below. Let's just have a conversation. I'm not here to push you into anything or sell you anything. I just like to shoot you straight and just have a conversation. So let's get into it. Well, I'm sure you've heard it before, the old saying, have you ever been to any realtor's retirement party? Yeah, well, probably not. But you actually probably haven't been to any really self-employed individual's retirement party, have you? I mean, maybe your general contractor, your painter. I mean, have you been to their retirement party? Yeah, probably not. I mean, we just don't throw retirement parties for self-employed individuals. That's for, typically the corporate culture. So I guess what kind of inspired me to make this video, I was at a local realtor event, maybe a training of some sort, and quite frankly, I was the youngest person in the room. Most of the people in that room I've never seen, I've never done a deal with in the past. I think the average age was 65 plus, with some CE certification. Quite honestly, I didn't know what room I was in. Kind of felt a little out of place. So that's kind of what inspired me to do this video, because I don't want to be at that age. I don't want to have to sell real estate. I really don't. I also sat next to a wonderful old lady when I first got into real estate. She's since passed, bless her heart, but I don't want that to happen. I'm trying to put a plan in place. I know sometimes it's hard to put that plan in place, and sometimes it's hard to execute on that plan and hard for that plan to come true. So in this video, what I want to do is kind of show you a couple of ways that can help you retire. And truthfully, real estate is kind of like a transaction treadmill. Let's say you do 10 transactions this year, maybe you do 12, maybe you do 14. You're trying to just keep on doing transactions, and that's not that easy to just keep repeating every year. Sure, you're going to have friends that are buying houses and you're going to build up that clientele base, but there's always the next greatest thing. You're trying to learn the next app. Now you got to learn AI to keep yourself ahead of the game. There's so many different things that you have to do, and certainly rethink your strategy as you go. I mean, it's hard to break out. When I first got in, my thought was, I want to start in real estate. I want to learn as much as I can. Then I want to start to get into long-term real estate investing. I mean, that's sort of true. We're not doing long-term. We actually started doing short-term rentals. So hey, if you want to learn more about that, all my information is down below. I'd love to have that conversation. But that's part of working on to get to that retirement point. Now, truthfully, we're a long ways away from there. I'm not here to say, oh, I'm financially free and retired and all that kind of silly stuff. I'm in this business for a long time yet, so I'm not near that point. I'm just working to that and seeing that progress, which is awesome. So again, we're starting to see a lot of new agents, especially after 2020, and this video might be for you. I mean, I'm not going to go into financial advice and do all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to break down a couple of things, and you can kind of look at it and see what might work for you, and you can just kind of go from there. So yes, agents can retire. It's not from a pension. We're not throwing retirement parties. Just like a normal business, we can invest into our Roth IRAs or traditional IRAs. Maybe you want to do some kind of dividend investing. There's some things that we can do to set you up for retirement. When I was in high school, I was always thinking it's like, well, you have to be in a corporate job. You have to work until you're 65 and then you can retire. But once I got into the self-employed world, I realized that you're not working until you're 65 and then you retire and then that's it. You take Social Security. That's just not how it goes. I mean, you can invest as much as you want or as much as you can into those investment vehicles and really help you retire. Again, this is not financial advice. Talk to a legal person, so on and so forth, but that's just one of the options, right? Where you can invest into some type of retirement vehicle like that. You could buy some rentals. I know a lot of agents like myself are buying rentals, or maybe they've bought rentals and they're using that income, but at the same time, you kind of have to set your point. Like I know there's some agents that they'll just keep going. They'll just keep going. They'll keep buying rentals, and they keep selling real estate. You got to learn to to settle down a little bit. If you've reached that point, if you've reached that pinnacle of success, I mean, you can relax a little bit. It's not a big deal. And the third way that I wanted to really kind of break down today is what you guessed it. I'm at Epique Realty. We have a revenue share model. We're not the only company that has it. Newsflash, we're not the company that invented it. Thank you to EXP. Thank you for all of those at EXP that keep saying that you're number one. Hey, you started it. You're doing great things, and we're all coming behind, and we're doing different things, making it great. So there's a lot of good companies that are coming out with revenue share, and it's an absolutely wonderful, life-changing thing for some people. And I'll get into it in a second about what that means. Some of you don't really know what revenue share is, and I'll get into that. But let's also say that there's no guarantee in revenue share. People aren't just going to flock and come join you. That's just not the way it is. Some people have a little bit of influence. That's probably the most common way that people are getting into the revenue share and building up those, quote unquote downlines. That's probably the most common way, is having some influence. Sometimes getting in early. I got in early. There's still lots of opportunity to get in early. We got some 4,000 agents. You'll see what that is in a few years, but there's a lot of room for growth. So with that being said, I'm going to kind of jump into the computer here for primarily the rest of the video. I want to kind of go a deeper dive into what revenue share is. And of course, I do have a video up here I'll link above that kind of goes more into Epique Realty revenue share. I'm not going to do a whole breakdown and all that stuff, but I just want to kind of give you an insight of what that looks like. And if you want to talk about what different revenue share platforms look like, we can certainly have that conversation as well, because it's not a one size fits all. There's other companies out there as well. So with that being said, let's jump into the computer. So first and foremost, I wanted to jump into the ICA. I mean, again, Epique Realty prides themselves on being very, very upfront and very transparent in what they do. That's one thing that I love, and it's hard to find information on some other different companies, I tell you. Anyways, revenue share or rev share is a percentage of the company's commission for a given transaction which is paid to a contractor whose recruits have paid the company through their commission splits. A person that is below me in the quote unquote downline is not paying me. They are paying the company, and therefore the company is paying me. That's how that works. A downline refers to the agents who have joined the company under the sponsoring agent. There's 5 levels. Levels refers to the position in which the recruited contractor is in a sponsoring contractor's downline. And there is 5 levels deep. Okay, associates will be paid upon 5 levels in their downline. This includes their personal recruits, those they've attracted, which constitutes level 1, and those attracted by the recruits, which constitutes levels 2 through 5. And here's a easy example of that. Okay, and what I wanted to jump down to here is the vesting and retirement. So once vested, which vesting is 36 months, the associate may leave the brokerage voluntarily and continue to receive revenue share under this agreement. Of course, you don't necessarily have to leave and retire if you don't want to. You continue to be a part of the organization and still collect that revenue share. That's probably the easiest way to do it, but you can do exactly that. You can voluntarily leave and continue to receive revenue share, but both associates and recruit and downline must be with the company for a minimum of 36 months for revenue share to be considered vested. Again, that's after 36 months. Like I said, this is willable. So if you do pass away, there's none of those restrictions come in, and it is completely willable at that point. So I know a lot of people are saying, oh, our company is the only one that's willable. That is simply not true, and you can retire. You don't have to keep recruiting to your level 1 or any of that. So what I wanted to jump into here is the revenue share program. Again, real quick, residual revenue stream, an exit strategy for agents who want to earn another stream of income. That's 10% of company commission. So as we talked about, 10%, which means let's say our cap is at 15,000. So that's 10% of that 15,000, which would be 1,500, and that's per agent. Okay, now my cap this year now is 1,400, so that would be a 1,400, and so on and so forth as it goes. Try not to confuse you. So you get the same on all levels, the 10%. Okay, an exit strategy for agents who want to earn another stream of income. All levels are unlocked. There is no restrictions, no games, no frontline qualifiers. You don't have to keep recruiting to level 1. You could bring agents in on different levels. You can do all that, which is awesome. Okay, get the same no matter where they're at in your downline. No games, no roadblocks. There is no buffering. A lot of companies will tend to buffer. There's no plan changes or restrictions. Retire for real, not just another hamster wheel. No more recruiting. You won't lose any levels by putting your recruiting efforts on hold. Let your downline grow organically. Of course, if you put your recruiting efforts on hold, there's a chance that you might start losing agents, which always happens. It's natural attrition. Okay, willable income, generational wealth passed along in monthly monthly earnings to a loved one. Your income can still build and grow while in their care. No restrictions for your loved one and no license requirement. So that means they don't have to be a licensed agent. They don't have to hurry and get their license. If you do pass, they will get your revenue share. And you can pay it through LLC or corporate payouts available. So hopefully that helps. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you like, oh, you must join Epique Realty. They have the best revenue share. This is gonna be the savior of everything. Look, it's work. You got to put in the work if you want this to be part of your business. You don't have to do this if you want to be part of Epique. It's just part of it. You can simply tell your friends and family. You can not tell anyone. It's not a big deal. Nobody cares. It's just an option if you're looking for that to get out of the transactional treadmill. Look, maybe you're coming from a traditional brokerage. Maybe it's something you want to give a try. You might have some friends that might be interested. You might not. If not, so what? If you like the company, other than the revenue share, just like it's another benefit, okay? We have 50 plus benefits. Revenue share is just another one of them. There's other ways to retire, like we talked about. It doesn't have to be revenue share. I don't plan to really, retire off a revenue share. I have the rentals. I have the retirement accounts. I have things going on. I don't have to retire off revenue share. But some people are. Some people will. People are moving to Puerto Rico, tax-free. That's what people are doing. And it's a wonderful thing. And I'm grateful for what they are. I mean, that's impressive. But anyways, I appreciate you hanging out with me on this one for Can You Retire as a Realtor? Again, this is Travis Johnson with the Agent Collab. Again, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the little notification bell to make sure you get notified anytime we put out new content. Until next time, we'll see you on the Agent Collab.